So, I think, my God, welcome to the stream, everyone. Today is a little bit chaotic, as you can probably imagine. With one of these live streams, they're always chaotic. Welcome to those familiar faces, and welcome to all the new faces as well. It's lovely to have all of you equally. Let me tell you, it has been a hell of a time today trying to get this set up. So, welcome to Frondome, Cybernova DW, Dr. Master. There's a hair falling there. Kiwi Kingdom, Ultimate 13th, as always, welcome. DCS Media, Gary Brooks, The Crew, Jeremy Duncan. I think that is all for now, but if you are there, welcome. Let me tell you all, bloody hell. Living in London, as some of you may know, it's a nightmare. So my usual routine is like, okay, so work finishes at 5:30. I can get home by about 6:20, maybe 6:30 on an unlucky day, and I have enough time to set up before. Fuck's sake, it shouldn't be that. It's not air dates this week. It's not that. I literally just did the Photoshop. I'm gonna do it again while I'm talking here. I got like the tube was delayed. There was a whole thing, and I got back home. Like, I shit you not, 10 minutes ago. And I had to get food. So this is the worst meal I've had yet. I'm not even going to show it properly on camera. So if you've heard of malt loaf before, it's banging, by the way. But I just got like the only thing that was in the local co-op that was like reduced and easy was like a small mini pack of malt loaf. And the malt loaves all come in little individual packets. And I've just basically dumped a spoonful of butter in a bowl with all the malt loaves. And that's what we're getting today. Oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat. Is that what we call it on here? Thank you very much, Mark Simpson, for the £5 super chat. That's really greatly appreciated. Absolutely no need at all, but really, obviously, greatly appreciate it. We're not talking about air dates, so let's fix that. George, what are you doing? Who knows? We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. So before we get into all that lovely stuff, let me just fix this horrendous graphic. I think that's like 2 weeks in a row where I've made a graphic and it didn't save, and I've closed Photoshop before streaming. So I'm not going to do a 3D effect on this week's little top story because I haven't got the time and I'm doing it on stream, and I'd rather talk to you lovely lot, so we're going to do that in just a second. But today's a very exciting stream, and I'll get into just why in just a minute. Huge welcome to Who Knew in the chat, Josh Carr, who will be joining me on Twitch in an hour's time to do a Doctor Who quiz. Yeah, you heard right. In case you didn't know already, we'll not be doing the quiz on here. We'll be doing it over on Twitch. This is a bit of a warm-up, a little bit of a chat to everyone, and kind of, warm ourselves up. Warm you guys up, warm me up as well, which will be fun. And then we can talk about that. So there we go, quiz night. We get updated now and close Photoshop and stop draining my CPU. Okay, so let's have a look at who's talking today. Logstrom, hello. Cybernova DW, yes. There was someone else as well who I forgot to read the name of. We had Damp Puddle, So Pinto Rizvi, Trekopedia, K says, Matt Vanderkamp, who knew? Gunter, Eberhartz, Tom Baker. Wow, the real Tom Baker, maybe. Who knows? Either way, welcome. Mark Simpson, Jeremy Duncan, Mark Fernkampf, yep, Tyliop, and I think that's everyone. So yeah, we go. Welcome one and all to the Who Bulletin. I forgot my name. I was going to say Who Knew there. I was going to advertise your podcast there, Josh. But yes, welcome to the stream. Basically, if you are new to the Who Bulletin, this is a kind of ramble / kind of professional, that's up to you, news show about Doctor Who weekly. And we are getting very, very close to the 60th anniversary. We've got a lot of news to talk about this week. If we can get through all of it, if not, then fuck it. But welcome to the stream. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. Feel free. I'm going to eat this malt loaf and I'm going to answer your guys' questions before we get into any big news stories, if you'll call it that. So, yeah, starting. Are you a Geordie? Yes, I am. I'm from Newcastle. I was born in Leeds, but I was brought up in Gateshead near Newcastle. So, yeah, pretty much a Geordie, born and bred. And I'm shaking at the Newcastle match results that are happening live, and you'll probably get to see my reaction to either the win or most likely loss of Newcastle's match today. So for those who don't follow football, enjoy that, I guess. Non-Doctor Who question. Which movie do you prefer, The Lighthouse or Everything Everywhere All at Once? That's a really difficult question. I love them both equally. I haven't seen The Lighthouse in 2 years, so I need to watch that again. Whereas I've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once 3 times since the last time I saw The Lighthouse. It's a really unfair comparison. Have you seen Paul's Big Brother exit yet? Yes, I have. I'm watching Big Brother and I'm caught up. Other than this evening, where obviously I won't be watching it until after my live stream. But yeah, I absolutely, I thought that was hilarious, Paul's exit. There we go. Wonderful. I've got a bowl of butter. Oh, Paul was a prick. Hated him completely. Him and Dylan going on that one night was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in a long time. So I enjoyed that. What's my Twitch? So, every Tuesday I stream on here. Oops, shit, before this starts. Every Tuesday I stream here on YouTube from 7 o'clock. Every single Tuesday, same time, every week. Unless I say otherwise. But most weeks I do that. And then from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I stream over on Twitch. So we did 2 different platforms in one night, talking about Doctor Who on here, and then kind of talking about Doctor Who over on Twitch. Usually we go and play video games. That's usually the main thing. I'm trying to grow an audience on Twitch and trying to grow a little bit of a following on there. So that's why I'm enthusiastic about it. Also, it's quite chill. Sometimes I haven't got hours and hours and hours of things to talk about in the world of Doctor Who, and it can be quite tiring just sitting and talking and not like doing anything. So that's why I do Twitch, and it's a lot of fun. For those who have tuned into the Twitch, I'm sure you can vouch for me. There's a lot more audience interaction opportunities. You guys can do things which appear on screen, and it's great. It's a lot more nuanced than YouTube is. So yeah, that's very exciting. And today, we're going to be doing a Doctor Who quiz. So this isn't, we're just going to kind of do like a bit of a news roundup, answer some questions over on here on YouTube first. And then from 8 o'clock, we're going to be heading over to that link I've just put in chat, twitch.tv/gbsheard. We're going to be heading over there, and we're going to be doing a live Doctor Who quiz. Not just any old boring live Doctor Who quiz, but a quiz that you can play along with, like properly, not just kind of play along, but you can scan a QR code, you can play on your phone as you're watching the live stream, and you have a good a chance of any, that's not English, George, as good a chance of anyone to winning our grand prize today, which is, if you're in the UK, obviously, have to sort of narrow it down somehow because it's only available on Amazon, and that's just how the world works, unfortunately. The winner will be getting the full I can't even fucking say it. What am I talking about? I'm talking bollocks again. The Doctor Who Liberation of the Daleks comic book. It's been streaming through the pages of Doctor Who magazine for the last year, but they've released it as a full hardback cover, and it's the 40th Doctor's first official adventure. So I'm going to be sending that out. Thank you very much, Time Lord 4041, for following. Whenever you see something appear on chat like that with a little sound effect, maybe not, I'll put the sound effect on. Chris Kendall, 808. I'll shout everyone who follows the Twitch out. Obviously, I have to do that. I might have missed a couple there, so I'll go back and just double check. I'll be shouting out everyone on Twitch and here who I might have missed in the last 20 or so minutes. So, yes, cool. Thank you to Dustin Chose 301 for following me. Foxy Mulder, Seltzer21, Finley Sims, Thomas Ponce. Nice. Bazooka Charlie, Time Lord 4041, and Chris Kendall 808. Very, very much appreciated. Anyone who follows over on the Twitch, obviously we'll be doing a Doctor Who quiz live there after this stream, so it's definitely worth checking out, and you can win something completely free of charge. You can join, and you can play a Doctor Who quiz and show your skills and actually win something if everything works to plan. But yes, in the meantime, yeah, head over to the link that I just put in chat. I'll put it in chat again. Go and drop me a follow, and I will give you a little bit of a shout out on screen if it doesn't already appear. You like quizzes, have plenty of good chance of winning, but I already have the parts of the comic and actual magazine itself. That makes sense, to be honest, and I completely get that. That'll be the same for a lot of people. But yeah, you're welcome to play along. You're welcome to, do whatever. If you want to play along and, flunk a couple of questions, so you're not at the top of the leaderboard, and that's absolutely fine as well. Whatever you want to do. Or you could just win it, I still don't mind. We can still send it out. Thank you to Mori231163 for following. Much appreciated. If you're wondering why there's a spinning crisp on screen, you're more than welcome to still play. We'll have a look at alternatives. If someone who isn't in the UK wins, then we can look at alternatives. I'm sure we'll try and work out something. You just can't be reliant on something that's double the cost in America plus postage, because you just never know how much that's going to be. But yes, we'll still kind of maybe communicate a prize of some capacity. I only know about Modern Who. Well, a lot of the questions are kind of Modern Who related. A lot of them are sort of general knowledge, and the hard ones are hard for pretty much everyone. But given the 60th anniversary and given the characters that are coming back, there's quite obviously kind of an obvious selection of questions that we've got in terms of characters and themes and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. And yes, myself and Josh Carr, who's in the chat as Who Knew, wrote all the questions and we'll be presenting all of them. We haven't done a run through or anything, so I kind of feel there might be some sort of stop-start kind of energy going on. I'm not sure. I hope to God it works. Jerry H, hello from Glasgow, Scotland. Welcome to the stream, Jerry H. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, they're all multiple choice. That's the other thing I probably should mention. They're all multiple choice. There's 4 possible choices. Thank you, Doctor Who 20233 for following me on Twitch. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and yeah. We sent off my uni application today, so I'm feeling kind of weird, if that makes sense. It all feels a bit real now. Well done. Congratulations. It's a very big step in life, and that's really exciting. Remember when I sent off my applications, I had no idea what I was doing, so it's nice of you to share that, man. Wikipedia, non-Doctor Who question. Have you ever seen Smallville? And if so, what's your favourite episode? I haven't seen Smallville. My dad has seen Smallville, and I think he really likes it, but I've never watched it, so I can't really comment all that much on that, unfortunately. But, yeah. Well, yeah, you say you're making it easy, but some of them are quite easy, some of them are quite difficult as well. So the question matter is just a case of sometimes you have to know certain things and do or don't know others. I will just quickly promote the stream so people know we're here. But yeah, I'll be joined by a guest here as well, Josh Carr, who will be joining me. And I'm very, very excited about it, actually. That's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't done something with someone on Twitch for a while, so that's very new and exciting. Let me just promote the stream on Twitter. Let's keep reading comments. Let's see what we're saying. How difficult would it be to participate in the quiz whilst driving? Do not participate in the quiz whilst driving. Please do not participate in the quiz whilst driving. That is not something to do. I absolutely do not endorse that, and I would never recommend that. Please don't. But yeah, if you're able to park up, that would be great. Jesus, man, that's bad. Yeah, what are we saying? Force Dalek, howdy. Welcome to the stream, Force Dalek. Creative writing and theatre combined. That's really exciting. Yeah, we do refuse to be held liable for any and all car crashes that may occur, whether that is a real-life car crash or whether that is the car crash that may be in the form of a quiz. Yeah, definitely don't do it while flying a plane either. That's probably a little bit dangerous, not going to lie. But yeah, we'll have fun, I'm sure. So should we talk about some Doctor Who news now? I have a feeling I didn't set up the camera properly because I don't think I had time. Oh, I was correct in that feeling. Look amazing at that. Thank you, Eloquy TV, for following me on Twitch. Very much appreciate that. So what's the big Doctor Who news? Is there big Doctor Who news? Have we had anything big come up in the last week? I kind of guess we have, I think. We seem to have had quite a lot. So instead of just looking at my feed and just sort of see what Alan Shearer's team of the week is, let's go to Doctor Who. So obviously we had the official press premiere last night. Didn't seem that many people were invited to that. It seemed like quite a closed off event, which is really good. You know, you want that a little bit. It's a very early screening, so you don't want to get anything too spoilery too early on. I'm sure we'll get some stuff from press soon enough, and just get a general sense of what people thought of the episode. The event looked brilliant. It seems like they put a lot of time and money into it. Thank you to Matt Vanderkamp for following me on Twitch. Let's put you guys over here. The air date, the title and air date of the Christmas special. That's true. That's also been announced. Yes, we got basically all the cast of Tales of the TARDIS, which I think is really nice. Obviously, they've worked with Russell recently, so it comes across really well when you got the 60th anniversary and you're doing the premiere of it. I don't know what the premiere of the 50th was like. I can't really remember that, if even it was one, but I don't remember any of this cast being any of the older cast of Doctor Who being invited. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't remember that. And then we got the new cover for Doctor Who magazine this month, which looks great. Yeah, really, really cool. There's going to be a lot of details in here. We're going to be getting some stuff. I'm probably going to buy this. I don't really buy Doctor Who magazine very often anymore, but I probably will buy this because I would love some information about the upcoming specials. And that's super exciting to me. It's a proper 60th anniversary super celebration kind of thing. We got some good looks behind the scenes, and we got a brand new poster as well, which looks brilliant. A lot of people have tried to break it down, myself included. I'm very aware that that's not Matt Smith on the playing card before people start throwing that at me. I'm very, very aware. Yeah. But it's a great poster. It's a really, really great poster. I think Lee Binding shared it, which, again, I assume it's Lee Binding who's made the poster in that case. And no surprises there. It's an absolutely fantastic poster. It's just some fantastic, compositing, colour work. Everything is just gorgeous. And there's a lot to take away from this without it being, oh god, the voice really went there. I don't know what I was saying. I completely lost train of thought there because I read the chat and then I just distracted myself. Oh, it's 2-0 to Dortmund. Oh, shit. Fuck. George, you're into design and Photoshop. What do you think of the magazine cover? I'll be honest, I haven't really loved any of the magazine cover designs since they've changed the logo, in all honesty. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know what I really have to say, to be honest. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not you compare this to this. It's just day and night. This is the kind of thing that I love to see. It's creative and interesting and catches your eye in loads of different places. But the magazine's not the place to do that. The magazine's not the place to reveal new, Easter eggs on the cover. It's to very much get sales. It's to very much catch people's eye and get them to pick it up. David Tennant and Catherine Tate will do that. New Little Monster, Neil Patrick Harris, that'll do that. So yeah. No, I think it's fine. I think it's serviceable, and to be honest, the content of the magazine is incredible anyway, so can't really knock it. This poster, though, absolutely fantastic. Love all the little details in it, a lot of little references. Someone pointed out that there is a bit of TARDIS door. Can you see that on the live stream? I don't think you can. That's really annoying. Let me just move this along a little bit. Oh, shit. Yeah, let's not show my desktop background. Don't know what's on there. Little TARDIS door there. Another little bit of TARDIS there. Roundels from the TARDIS here. a big blue button, which was on the concept art for the new TARDIS. I am spoiling a couple of things, but it was on the concept art. It was basically a whole panel, so that's really cool to see. We've got this little blue thing here, which isn't very significant, but is actually on the set of Tales of the TARDIS somewhere, so you can actually see that on the set of Tales of the TARDIS in one or two of the episodes, which obviously implies that it's part of the TARDIS, therefore part of 14's new TARDIS in some capacity, important enough to clearly make it onto this poster, as are the new roundels with the white walls, which are really cool as well. We've got a lot of playing cards going on here. We've got Beep the Meep, of course, on a number 8 playing card. Don't think that's significant, really. We've got the Wild Blue Yonder robot, which is really interesting, standing on a sort of collection of little triangles, which could, again, allude to the game that the toy maker last played with the Doctor back in the original serial, with the triangles and the tower and all that sort of thing. There's a little sort of spinning top ship thing there, which I don't really know what that implies, if anything, but it looks like some sort of a ship or some sort of travel device. I would maybe think this could be some sort of device that would be an entrance to the toy room, potentially. Maybe I'm wrong. This looks like Beep the Meep's crashed spaceship, which would make sense given it's right next to Beep the Meep. You've got the Doctor, Donna, and Rose, with two Wrath or Wraith or Wrath warriors in the background. And then you've got a little old-fashioned TV with Stooky Bill on there. Stooky Bill is one of the first TV broadcasts of a little puppet. It's quite creepy, but given that the toy maker is here in that time era and is a toy maker, we could assume he's doing something with the television to mess with the human race. Seems that everyone's attacking each other in the trailer, so maybe he's using the birth of television itself to kind of get into everyone's heads and get them to attack each other. So very classic kind of toy maker vibes, really, just kind of fucking with everything. So yeah, I respect that. It's pretty cool. Anything else that I have missed from this poster that people would like to mention? That's my kind of very quick, super quick, fast run through. Do you think some characters will be mentioned? I'd love a nod to Susan, Sarah Jane, Luke, or anyone really. I think we probably will get some nods. Bonnie Langford seems to be in the 60th, which is interesting. Because she hasn't been in any of the promo material, but you can see her in the background of one of the trailers. You can see her in the poster that revealed her coming back for Shoutouts series, but it was on the set of the 60th, which is interesting. So that's really cool. I really, really like that. But yeah, I don't know about the other companions. I think they probably get mentioned. I think that'd be really good, but other than that, it's fine. Do you think we'll see the new interior in this Children in Need scene? I think we might, you know. I think that'll be the big thing. I think, yeah, obviously it'd be great to reveal it on the show, but I have a feeling that because of the way this whole thing's worked, they've branded Liberation of the Daleks to be like the official first story of the 14th Doctor. And in that, we haven't got the last part yet, so we may get a little TARDIS reveal in that, but obviously in that he has Whittaker's TARDIS. We know that Tennant didn't start filming until Whittaker's TARDIS had been dismantled, so unless they've built like a temporary mini version of that set to sort of use for like one scene, I find it unlikely that we're even going to see Whittaker's TARDIS or have any sort of TARDIS reveal. I have a feeling that whatever the Children in Need prequel is will probably have him ending up in Camden. So I think it has to be a sort of bridging gap. Think about all the Russell T Davies era kind of Children in Need skits. The one that comes to mind for me, like an important one, is Born Again. One that takes place between Parting of the Ways and the Christmas Invasion. It's set on the TARDIS. It's a small scale set. It's like 2 characters. Very, very easy. Very, very simple to do. Time Crash, again, takes place directly between 2 stories, ties them directly together, and again, TARDIS set, 2 characters. That's it. So I feel like it would be a no-brainer for this to be that. You know, it's about a week before the episode comes out. You can do a TARDIS reveal in that story, because obviously TARDIS reveals are cool, but I don't know, I just don't know if they're going to wait till the episode to do it, because I feel like, I mean, I guess they could. I know we didn't really see, I suppose we saw Tennant's TARDIS at the beginning of Smith's first episode, but we didn't really see it after that, even though he had that TARDIS. We didn't see the TARDIS for a while, so you could always do something like that. The reveal of his TARDIS might come at the end of the story when Donna enters the TARDIS for the first time. But I don't know, you know, it's sort of one of those things where in the comic, Liberation of the Daleks, Tennant's still got Jodie's Sonic, he's still got Jodie's TARDIS, and this mini-sode is going to somehow come between that and the Star Beast, so I kind of feel like we're going to have to see something. Maybe it'll be Jodie's old battered TARDIS, maybe it was filmed after the specials, and they put a little bit of Jodie's TARDIS back together. to kind of film sort of a middle ground, which would be really cool, and I really, really like that idea. But I don't know. Do you think the Children Need sketch will take place after Liberation? And if so, do you think they'll get a little comic-style recap of it on telly? They definitely won't do a comic-style recap. As much as that story is canon, I don't think they will do anything with that. Unfortunately. But I have a feeling that the mini-sode, will probably come before the Star Beast. It can't really come after it. It has to come before. So it will probably just be, like, literally just David Tennant and just the TARDIS. Or it'll be Donna. It'll be Donna focused. It'll be on Earth in her home or something. But I think it's a mini-sode of some capacity. It comes out about a week before the actual episode does. That's next Friday, so that's really exciting. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It'll probably be a really cool little sketch. I don't really know what else they can do. I'm hoping it'll be, again, something like Born Again or something like Time Crash, where it's like a sort of middle ground between two episodes. If they didn't do the comic and make that canon, then it would have been perfect just to see a post-regeneration scene, you know? So yeah, in comic strip, Jodie's Sonic gets destroyed by a Dalek. So this might be him getting his new Sonic for the first time. That might be what this is. Maybe it'll be a mix of TARDIS sets. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But I have a feeling that the TARDIS set was still being built by the time they were filming Tennant's stuff. We had the Dr. Donathon, which was cool. That was announced, but again, I didn't attend that. I think I got sent tickets, but I refused. So, yeah, I'm aware the Champions League is on tonight, but given this current score, I don't think it's something I'm particularly missing all that much. I didn't realise that was my dad. You're right. Yeah, I'm fully aware. Not much I can do when I'd already had it planned. Yeah. They could just green screen Jodie's TARDIS. Yeah, they could. I hope there's in some capacity we see something of this Doctor inside Jodie's TARDIS. That would be kind of nice to see, because I feel like it bridges it a little bit better as well. I don't want to sort of just kind of rush from one to another. I think it would be nice to see, something a little bit more kind of bridging. I don't want it. That's the last thing I wanted, and I kind of knew this was going to happen anyway, and I'm fully content with it. I just would prefer something else. The Star Beast is just going to open with the TARDIS materialising in Camden and the Doctor walking out being like, oh, what's going on? So that's already set in stone, so there's nothing about that can really change. It's just kind of it is what it is, but knowing that there's going to be a mini-sode, I'm kind of like, okay, that's kind of what I want them to do something with that now. I want them to kind of explore what they can do with that, and I think that'd be super interesting, so yeah, I'm not really sure. And then we also had the Daleks being announced to be re-edited and brought out in colour, which I think is really cool as well. Thank you to Gallifrey Faze for following me over on Twitch. We'll share it again, because it's been a hot second since we just shared it. For those who are just joining, or just joined for the first time now, we're talking about Doctor Who news here over on the Who Bulletin, like we do every single Tuesday from 7 till 8 o'clock UK time. But today, and throughout this month, instead of just playing video games on Twitch, we're going to be doing some Doctor Who themed stuff. And today we're starting with a bit of an exciting one. We're doing a Doctor Who live quiz that you guys can not only play along with, but actually interact and play along with. You earn points, and the person with the most points by the end of the stream wins the hardback copy of Liberation of the Daleks, the 14th Doctor's first ever official canon story. So, if you're not already following me on Twitch, the link is in the chat now. Head over there, drop me a follow, and at 8 o'clock this evening, in about half an hour's time, we'll be heading over there and we'll be starting the quiz. I think there's only 50 slots available, so first come, first served, basically. So enjoy that. But I don't think there'll be 50 people tuning in, so that's good. So, Yeah, no, I know about the comic, but I would kind of like to see him in live action in Jodie's TARDIS, just to bridge it, for audiences who aren't going to read the comic, because not everyone will. I will. It's the first time I probably will read the comic, because I know it's canon, and this Doctor doesn't have a long run, so it'll be cool to kind of see that. But yeah. So this is a whole thing. So they're re-editing the Daleks to 75 minutes, and giving it a new score, and colorizing it, which is very, very exciting. And this is going to air on BBC 4, on BBC 4, on the 23rd of November this year, which is very exciting. Yes, the quiz will be on Twitch, so make sure you follow that Twitch account. You don't have to have a Twitch account to join it, but obviously it'd be greatly appreciated if you make a Twitch account if you haven't already. Drop me a follow, and then you can chat in the chat while we're playing. But all you'll need is a mobile phone and something you can watch the stream on. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, kind of fun, kind of fun. Dan T. Pick, thank you for following over on Twitch. Much appreciated. We've got a hell of a lot of followers on Twitch now. It's kind of building up nicely. And for those who are new here, obviously, every single Tuesday throughout the last few months and continuing from today, we're going live on YouTube with the Who Bulletin, latest and greatest Doctor Who news from 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock, and then from 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock every Tuesday we'll be over on Twitch playing video games. I would say of your guys' choice, but partially my choice as well, obviously. This month we're going to be doing Doctor Who stuff. We've just finished our little horror season. We played a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, a few indie horror games which didn't really go very well, and this month we'll be playing a lot of Doctor Who stuff. So today we're going to be doing a Doctor Who quiz. Next week we might be doing some Doctor Who indie games, which is very exciting. And then, yeah. And then we also had the announcement of the episodes, didn't we? We also had the Hooniverse thing, which happened after last week's live stream as well, which people were waffling about this. This was a whole thing, wasn't it? Everyone's like, this is too marvelly. And I agree. But it's not marvelly just to have a brand. Like, I get what people are saying. It's a bit marvelly. It's definitely inspired by that. But, like, every brand has one of these now. Every big brand has one of these now. I'm sure Star Trek has, like, a sort of universal insignia now. Star Wars definitely does. It's just that one with all the different faces and the colours, and then Star Wars. Not to mention the Lucasfilm intro. This is just something that will connect everything in the Doctor Who universe. And you know what? I quite like it. I've been using it whenever I've been watching other stuff on iPlayer, and it's great when we see new stuff like Tales of the TARDIS appear, and it's just super, super exciting. And yeah, Tales from the TARDIS as well. God, we haven't even talked about that. So much stuff has happened in the last week, which is super exciting because, like, there's just so much that you can't even keep up with it. But yes, Tales of the TARDIS came out, and it was excellent if you haven't watched it already. I haven't watched, like, the cut-down versions of the stories. That's a 2-0 loss for Newcastle there. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, well. Let's have a look at the stats. Yeah. We got overall possession in the end, but not enough. What a shame. Yeah, but the Tales of the TARDIS is brilliant. If you haven't already gone and seen it, definitely go and check it out. I think the only episode I haven't seen is this one, so I need to go and check that out at some point when I get time. But yes, what do you think of them restarting, calling the series season 1? Hot take, I'm game. I think it's great. I don't care at all. Everyone's like, well, I'm still going to call it Series 14 anyway, and that's absolutely fine. Call it what you want. Call it a loaf of bread or a chicken if you want. It's up to you. But calling it Series 14 when it's not labelled as Series 14 is just like calling it, like, Season 40. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we've had, Classic Who to New Who is exactly the same thing. You're sectioning it off and creating a new jumping on point. It is Series 14, sure. It doesn't mean it devalues the rest of the show, though. Like, the rest of the show and its history is intact as it was from the classic series, and it is from the new series. The fact of the matter is, if you try and get someone into Doctor Who now, you're like, oh yeah, how many series of Doctor Who is there? There's 13. And a few specials. The problem, and that's absolutely fine. A lot of people, that's absolutely fine. But what some people aren't as keen on is that approach. Is that Doctor Who is a bit of a different show. Doctor Who is a show that every 5 years kind of changes itself. They change the cast, they change the crew, they change everything about it. It's like that ship. Is it Achilles? No, not Achilles. That's not it. Archimedes ship. Am I talking bollocks? I think I'm talking bollocks. But it's sort of like the whole thing. It's the same with the broom handle. You take the head off the broom and replace it, and you replace the handle. It's the same broom. It's not the same broom, whatever your opinion is. But Doctor Who is a show that keeps revolving and keeps changing. It's the same core principle whilst being in touch with its like existing audience at that time. And the longer time goes on, if we got to like series 20, series 21, modern audiences who don't already watch Doctor Who don't understand that. If people tell me like, oh, Breaking Bad is like 5 series, cool, I'll watch it. If someone was like, oh yeah, you should watch this show that I think you'd really like, Ship of Theseus, not Archimedes, what the fuck am I talking about? Ship of Theseus. It's the same sort of thing, right? It revolves and it changes and it updates and it keeps going. Whereas, you know, if you tell someone who doesn't already know Doctor Who or like Doctor Who, oh yeah, there's a 13 series, in their mind, it's like if I said to you, oh, you should watch this brand new show that you've never heard of. You go, oh, right, okay, what's it about? Waffle, waffle, waffle. That's what it's about. How many series is it? Oh, it's 20 series long. You'd be like, fuck that, I've got other things to do. Whereas with Doctor Who, you can't really explain. Like, other shows don't really change and revolve. They kind of continue. But Doctor Who doesn't. Doctor Who does, change and continue. Doctor Who does change. And I think that's a key part of it. And I think no time like the present. You know, we're going into a whole new era. It's the biggest change since 2005. 2005 to 2022 was always filmed in Rothlock Studios in Cardiff by in-house BBC. And for the first time ever since then, it's went to a new production studio. And we're working in Cardiff, but with Bad Wolf Productions, in a sort of cool working environment with BBC and Bad Wolf. And I think that's a huge difference. People don't really understand that's a big difference, but it is a massive difference. You know, Classic Who was all done Television Centre in London. All the studio stuff, like the main offices, the main Doctor Who production was in Television Centre. And then it was in Rothlock and Cardiff for New Who, and now it's in Bad Wolf Studios. So the actual separation makes sense, and especially when you're trying to appeal to a new market with a Disney Plus deal, all that sort of thing, going season 1 makes sense. People can jump on with Ncuti Gatwa, they can jump on and do that, and then go back and enjoy the old stuff as well. You know, like how new fans who were born in the same kind of time I was born in 2001, absolutely fell in love with New Who, and then over time I've gone back and explored some of the older stuff and seen if it's for me as well. People will do that. People will start with a new series. Ncuti Gatwa, massive name. Season 1 of Doctor Who, amazing. Great jumping on point. A brand new refresh, reset. The fans know it's a direct continuation. But for casual audiences, they're like, oh, okay, they're doing like a new version of it. This will be really cool. They check it out, they enjoy it. Then they've got unlimited access to go back and check out all these other things. If you're in the UK, at least. If you're elsewhere in the world. Sorry. As someone who kind of talks about the news just to avoid like confusion, I'm just going to be calling it whatever they call it. So they call it Season 1, I'm calling it Season 1. It'll take a bit of adjusting. I'm definitely going to be calling it Series 14 for a while. But, yeah. No, I agree, but I don't think it's about simplifying it for new audiences and just creating a good jumping point. It's sort of about keeping it fresh and keeping it new, and the fact of the matter is, it is... Obviously, Doctor Who is made for the fans, but you can't make a show exclusively for just the fans, you know what I mean? It's like the appeal of, like... Because eventually that just diminishes. If you have fans of something from a certain point, that sort of grows and grows and grows, and then it reaches its peak, and then it sort of diminishes over time. And that's kind of what happened with Doctor Who. Like, it was massive, and it still is massive, but over the last 10 years-ish, I say 10 years? Yeah, over the last 10 years-ish, it's kind of slowly, like, shrunk in size and popularity and overall notoriety in pop culture. Don't get me wrong, it's still massive, and it's one of the biggest brands in the world, and that's coming from a fan as well. Like, I absolutely adore it. I never lost interest, but the average general viewer doesn't really know as much about what's going on about the show now, whereas you come back with Season 1, you know, new Doctor, new companion, new show, everything, completely new look, very modern, competing with the best in terms of Netflix and Disney Plus with like Marvel and all that sort of thing. I think you've got a good chance of getting a whole new generation of like children. What New Who was to me, I feel like there's kids growing up now that probably won't start watching Doctor Who halfway through. There probably is. There probably, and there absolutely will be, but I think it's a good initiative to create a new starting point. You know, it has been like almost 20 years, 18 years since New Who started, 18 and a half years. So I feel like it's a good point to go, cool, let's do, like, just kind of start again. It's not like a whole reset. You're not like changing anything in the past. It's not completely disconnected. That's the glorious thing about Doctor Who. It continues to evolve and change, and you can call a series whatever you want to call it. You know, call series 1 of Doctor Who season 27 if you want. It's up to you. Like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But what matters is that as long as the fans are still interested and they keep watching it, getting a new audience will only just keep the show going for longer and get more things. The show won't be able to do stuff like spin-offs and like big exclusive expensive things if there's no general audience there to watch it and it's just a diminishing fan base. And that's just the fact of the matter. But that is also my opinion as well. Like, feel free to disagree with that. It's not like gospel, it's not law. Don't have to stick by it. I just personally think the season 1 thing isn't that big of a deal, and actually is probably a really good thing for the general audience and for the marketing of the show to be like season 1 of Doctor Who. That's quite exciting. I get quite excited thinking about that, you know. These 60th specials can just be kind of like the TV movie equivalent almost, if you will. It's 5 years of dead space, but in the modern TV climate, that is the way it is. At least from now, we're going to get a series a year and more, potentially, with spin-offs and other stuff. The promotion's ramped up. Like, the amount of news to cover in 1 week for this show is incredible. You know, like, again, you know me, I love Jodie's era. I talked about Jodie's era all the time. I wouldn't have made YouTube videos on it if I wasn't a fan of it. But the promotion did sometimes leave something to be desired, where it's sort of, you've got that sense of when you're leading up to an episode, you sort of know the release date, but there's a couple trailers here and there, that's about it. But there's such a big push for this, and I love that. Maybe not as big as it would have been a few years back, but you feel like the social media aspect of it is absolutely locked down, and it's brilliant. So I'm very excited by that, to be honest. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. And then we've got the Christmas special as well, which has been showcased by the people over at Disney Plus, that we are getting a Christmas special. Shocker, I know. We are getting a Christmas special on the 25th of December, and it's going to be called The Church on Ruby Road. That's about all we know about it, though. There's not really much else to kind of break down from it. Like, that is pretty much all we know about it. Other than the leak stuff. A lot of people are talking about the leak. Should we talk about the leak? Not like any details of said leaks. I don't want to ruin it for people, but I'll talk about kind of my feelings on people talking about it, like the world's gonna fucking explode. A lot of people are very nervous about this potential leak, which came out a while ago, which also confirmed that the title of the Christmas special would be called The Church on Ruby Road, and would have stuff in it that's already been announced and kind of confirmed by casting agents and stuff as well, in terms of characters, in terms of casting. And there's a big rumour about the 60th, which is also in that same Reddit thread, which is also concerning a lot of people because it's a very out there idea for Doctor Who to kind of explore, whilst also being slightly unoriginal as well. I'm not going to go into details, as I said, but I want to go on record and kind of say, like, I've said this 101 times. People, every time some news comes out and they're like, oh my god, that leak's going to be real. It's like, with any leak, or with any sort of Reddit post that announces something, I'm not saying that it's not true, because at this point, the evidence is pointing towards it probably being true. But the problem I have with it is people will read it on a Reddit page, read some person's source description of it, and be like, oh god, yeah, that's it, that's exact, like, how I'm picturing it in my head is exactly how it's going to go down. And actually, why don't you wait till the episode comes out before judging it? Like, why don't you wait till it comes out, see what it's about, and then work out whether you like it or not, whether you like the concept or whether it works. Because the concept on paper, with the text in the Reddit thread, which is like a friend of a source who's giving, it always is something like that. And so far it looks quite accurate. But when it comes out, I don't think that's anything to do with making it fresh. I think it's like the whole thing that it's doing, I think, is more to do with the toy maker and all that sort of thing. There's obviously something at play anyway with regeneration in terms of the clothes changing, in terms of it turning back into David Tennant. I'm sure that's going to be explored. I just think we can't trust reading something and going, how I'm imagining it now is exactly how it's going to happen. That's not true. if you go into it expecting it to be shit, you're going to be disappointed. You know, you're probably going to... You either will really like it, or you'll be a bit... Yeah. Take it from the Percy the Cat guy, don't trust leaks. That's it. Exactly, yeah. Look, I've been fooled by it. And the thing is, I'm not saying this isn't true. The likelihood at this point is it's pointing that that leak is true. However, it could be partially true. And the example that I use, right? Before Series 12 aired, there was a leak. A big leak. Same exact thing as this. Big Reddit thread, yada, 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 yada. And someone leaked, and they said that in Series 12 of Doctor Who, it was going to be confirmed that there was an entire regeneration cycle of 13 female doctors before William Hartnell, and everyone lost their minds, myself included. I was like, that's ridiculous, it doesn't even make any sense, how would that even work? And it feels a little bit too much, well, yada 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 yada. Then The Timeless Children came out, and what it did confirm was not what it was in the league, right? What it confirmed was that there were pre-Hartnell doctors. So that part was correct. It confirmed that one of them, at least one of them, was female. Not all of them, but that's fine. We can establish that. And then it didn't really confirm anything else. It confirmed like a bunch of other stuff about Time Lord mythology and had loads more context to it. And it turns out some people liked it, some people didn't. Yada yada yada. But again, as I say, a lot of people did like it, a lot of people didn't. Who cares? But the key difference is that the leak from Reddit, which definitely seemed to be based in truth, pre-Hartnell doctors, female previous doctors, that's like a huge scoop that actually ended up being completely true, but it didn't get all the details right, because the thing is with leaks, they have to come from someone on set to someone who's outside and not going to lose their job over it, and they have to kind of like, I don't know, they have to sort of justify the cost of it, so it's kind of word of mouth and kind of what they've picked up. So whatever you read in a Reddit post about whatever it says about the 60th or whatever it says about the church on Ruby Road, you have to take everything with a pinch of salt and wait for it to happen on screen before you go, because the thing that's on there might be real, but the context behind why that happens and the whole scenario around it might be completely different. Could be completely different to what you might expect. So I think it's not worth worrying about. If it happens, it happens, and Doctor Who does stuff all the time. If we go by all canon by now, the Doctor's half human and probably not even a Time Lord. So at this point, no one really knows. It's up to each showrunner to kind of do their own thing. But like, I think you can't judge something until it's out. If you're going off a Reddit thread and judging it based on that, I think that's really unfortunate. And I think you should just ignore it. I do. You know, people stress about these things. As soon as the whole title was announced yesterday, everyone was like, oh my god, that means the leak's going to be real. What are we going to do? The leak's going to be real. Oh my god, I actually really don't. Personally, I don't like the leak. I don't like what it said on there. I don't think that's what Doctor Who should be. I think that's too far. It's like, wait till it comes out. Like, wait till it comes out. And you might be like, oh, I don't really like it, but I get it. You know, because there's like two different reactions, you know. I think that's it. You have to just kind of wait and see, which is always the best policy to live by, I'd say. And yeah, as the Percy the Cat guy, trust me, that's definitely a good policy to live by. Anyway, we are going to be heading over to Twitch very, very shortly to do our very big, fat Doctor Who quiz that we're calling the Final Test, inspired by the Celestial Toy Maker himself. We're not going to be doing it on here, but I'll tell you what it is first. It's 6 rounds, 60 questions of Doctor Who knowledge, different themes and all that sort of thing. If you know nothing about Doctor Who mythology and lore, there might be something in there that you do know that you're really good at and no one else is. If you just know New Who and don't know any Classic Who, or vice versa, that's absolutely fine. There'll be something in there for you. It's worth competing for. It's just to have a bit of fun, celebrate the 60th anniversary, and obviously the winner of our quiz gets that hardback cover copy of Liberation of the Daleks, the 14th Doctor's first ever official canon story in comic book form. It takes place between Power of the Doctor and the Star Beast. It's something I'll be buying when it comes out for myself, so I'm very, very excited. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the chat now for those who want to get a head start. Head over to Twitch, get that menu open, and yeah. So we might wrap up here in just a minute, but when if you want to stick around, which I really would love if you guys do, you know, Doctor Who fans and all that, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, so please do check the link in the chat. Head over there, leave that tab open, and also drop me a follow. We'll be going live there very, very shortly. Yeah, there's not too much more to say than that, I think. I am going to be heading off here. We're not going to be like instantly crossing over, but I'm going to probably wrap up this live stream now. And in a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes, we'll be live over on Twitch to do the final test. Big fat Doctor Who quiz. So I will see you over there in about 5 minutes or so. Just click on the link in chat. Get talking. We'll probably talk about a few Doctor Who theories when we're there. I'm going to call Josh Carr on Discord and get set up on the live stream, and then we'll start for your viewing pleasure. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Have a lovely day, and I will see you all next Tuesday. Or, if you're going to join in the Doctor Who quiz, see you over on Twitch. Link in the chat and the description, all that sort of thing. See you all later. Bye-bye. See you all later.